Good day, guys. Welcome to our Design Like a Pro Masterclass once again. And today we're going to be talking about how to make pictorial mark logos using Pixellab. So, what are pictorial mark logos? Just to refresh our memories. A pictorial mark logo is basically a brand mark or a symbol or an icon that is used to represent a brand. And most times the icon is made in recognition of the company's name or the company's objective or mission. For example, now for Apple, it was made in recognition of their name, Apple. They just made the logo an apple. Target is the logo you can see here, the one in red. Target, they just made the logo in recognition of the name of the company, Target, so they just made the logo look like a target. But for companies like Twitter and Nike, most likely, especially for Twitter, the logo was made in recognition of the company's objective, not the company's name. Because Twitter doesn't really mean bed. In fact, it's not an English word, so you can't really read a meaning to it. Just like Nike, not also an English word. But for Nike, you hear their objective, their motto, just do it. And then reading their motto, just do it, and relating it to their pictorial mark logo, they rhyme a lot. Also for Twitter, it may be that the reason why they used the bird symbol for their logo is to represent their company flying higher and higher and higher. That's why they used a bird flying upward. So for pictorial mark logos, you are not going to be using write-ups at all. Just pictures, symbols, icons to represent the brand. So we'll go straight to what we have today. So like I told us when we were discussing about letter mark logos and word mark logos, we are not going to be going through the normal process to save time and to save your data. So you don't have to spend up to 90 MB, 100 MB, 120 MB on one video when you have many other videos still coming for you to watch. So we're going to cut out that the how to design a logo from start to finish part. I'm just reminding us why we're not adding it to this video, where we talk about developing your brand identity, sketching out the logos you already have in mind, developing your brand colors. I explained it in the very first video we did on logo designing, so you can check it out and get ideas, and then use those ideas, replicate them when you want to design a logo, when you want to design a pictorial mark logo. So let's go straight to it. So today we'll be designing a logo for a company named Pinpoint. So the first thing I want to do now, I've done this before, but just so we can see, I want to look for brand inspiration. So I'm going to go to my Google and search for images that have to do with pinpoints, so I can get ideas on how to make my pictorial mark logo. As you can see, I already searched for that recently, so I'll just click on that again. Then you can see many images here. So this alone, without having to search further, gives me a very definite idea on the meaning of pinpoint if I didn't know the meaning before, and how to represent it in a logo. So with this now, I won't want to waste more time. I will just go and start making my logo now. For you, you can still scan and get more ideas. It's totally fine. But because this is a class, that's why I'm trying to save time. So moving on, remember that the name of my company is Pinpoint. So I want to use a pinpoint like we just saw on Google, but I want it to be shaped like a P to represent the P in the pinpoint. Let's go straight to it. And I would also love to use red as my brand color, red, because most times pinpoints are represented with the color red, because for you to say something is a pinpoint, it means it's a very important location, and so it may, especially when you use your Google map, you see all those pinpoints. They are represented with red most times, especially where you are trying to reach your destination. So that you can see something clearly, and red is the color that grabs people's attention. So that's why I'll be using red here. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is get my circles. I'll just go to shapes. First thing, I'll change this to red, and I will increase the radius till it's a circle like that. I want a darker shade of red. Looking for a darker shade. Okay, that should be fine. So I'll just take this. I'm not going to spend too much time at all, because I have already developed all the things I need to develop before making this video. All the things I needed to do, which involves getting my brand inspiration, sketching my logos out. All those things, I've done them already. So it's going to be a fast process for me. That's why I always advise you to do all those things, is to make your work far easier, because you'll be working with a plan. It's easier to work with a plan than without a plan. So now I'm trying to develop my logo to look like a P. The next thing I want to get now is a triangle. I'll go to shapes, then I'll click on this box right here, this blue box. Click on that, then I'll choose my triangle. Then I want to make the triangle red also, so I'll just go to colors, activate that, then make it red, the same shade with the circle. The next thing I want to do is bend this way. So bend it this way. Okay. Sorry. Let me remove this first. Let me delete this. Okay, they are not the same shade. Let me change the shade of this. Seems to be a lighter shade than the red I'm using here. It's meant to be the same shade now. Okay, let me finish what I'm trying to do. Let me change this. Let me change the color of this to match this. Okay. So remember I said I want my design to look like a P. Okay. Let me reduce this so it's not too long. I'm just trying to make my circle, my triangle, perfectly align with my circle. That's just what I'm trying to do here. Take that down a little bit more. Take that up a little bit. Let me try shifting the position. Bring that down. Let's see. Position. So if you don't want to adjust the position of your object with your hands, because it's quite difficult to be precise, you can use this function here that says position. This one that says position. So you see now is on 6px. You can see it written there, move by 6px. The higher it is, the more distance it covers. So if you want it to cover a very short distance, you just reduce this. You want it to cover a large distance, increase it. A short distance, decrease it. So me, I want my distance that is covering to be very short, so I reduce that. is so short that I'm pretty sure you may not even recognize what I'm doing. You may not see it move. Okay, let's go to position again. Let me shift that forward once more. Perfect. Wow. I've done something that will affect this now. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is make this other end too to fit the circle. So I'll get one way to do it is to get another triangle, make it white this time around, then rotate it to be parallel to the first triangle you brought in. Let me rotate this like this here. Then you bring this in here, like this. Let me increase this a little bit. Increase it. Then bring it here like that. It's not yet exactly as I want it to be yet. And bring it in a little bit. So just like, or you could even use a square instead. It doesn't have to be a triangle. Sorry. Trying to find that perfect. Okay, like this. So what I want to do now is lock all my elements so they don't move, because as you can see, it has taken me a great deal of work to be able to get this perfect shape. So if it moves now, it's going to be very annoying. So I'll go to shapes. Now I want a white circle. To put in the middle here. Let's put that in the middle there. Just increase this a little bit. Then centralize this with my hands. I haven't still been able to get what I want with my triangle here. It's not exactly looking like a P, not as much as I would have loved it to, so I'll still edit that. First, let me hide this. I'll still edit this, still bend it more. Good, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Something like this. Sorry. Exactly what I'm looking for. But the only thing now I want to do is make this other edge rhyme with the circle. So I will unlock my white triangle and use it to do that. First I want to bend this. Let me bend this like this. Then bring it here. So you see that now, giving me my perfect results. Let's bring this down here a little bit. Like that. Not still done yet. Copy this white one, then rotate it. Take it like this. I want to try something else now. I want to try making this straight like that. Yes, perfect. So what I just did, this place is kind of bending out, but I want it to be straight like this. So I just used a white shape to correct that. And with those few steps, we've been able to make our pinpoint logo. So if you look closely, this looks like a pinpoint, but it is a P and a pinpoint per se, but majorly a P. So what you need to do when making pictorial mark logos, like I earlier said, make your logo to fit the brand name or the brand mission or objective, and that's all you need to do to create a good pictorial mark logo.